Today on the show, strategy plus action equals custom solutions to win over your clients. This show is powered by Black Ginger. If you'd like to shorten your sales cycle and build a foundation that makes all of your other sales and marketing initiatives better, reach out to us on LinkedIn.
Awesome. Welcome. Brad Benton is our special guest today. How are you doing, sir?
Man, I'm doing good. Good seeing you again. I've watched a couple of y'all shows, and I need to follow it or something because I love what you guys do. So
appreciate that.
Thanks for having me on.
Yes, sir. Man, you were somebody that, we worked previously together, and so somebody that I always loved your energy and your passion for exactly, any task that you've applied yourself to, and especially within the office solutions industry, the hardware, the IT, everything. You always had this passion to create custom solutions for businesses. And so that was one of the reasons why we wanted to have you on Strategy in Action, especially to get into things like, how are people managing right now? What's going on in the world? So tell us what company you are, giving your value to and where you're at, and tell us a little bit about your background.
So, well, thanks for that intro, Johnathan. I don't know how I can follow that, but that's pretty awesome. Yeah, we were talking earlier about how I don't quite see myself with all that energy, but I get told that all the time. So that's pretty awesome. I'm bringing that. So I'm with Xcel Office Solutions now. I've been here, I believe, 4 months now. It was a big change for me because I had worked at the previous company, 2 different stints. So I moved 4 times for them. There's a change in direction with the company, and I landed over here, and wow, just mind-blowing. The culture here is just like nothing I've ever seen, and I could go on and on this. The customers, I've never seen a loyal customer base like this in my entire time in this industry. It's something about bringing customized solutions to your clients that they haven't seen before. So, you hear that a lot in our industry is we're going to bring a solution that's going to fix this and this and this over here. But you don't, sorry guys, you don't ever hear that this solution is going to be powerful enough to transform everything there. And, not only saving money, that's the easy part, but, making that business more productive, making the IT director, the CIO, or even if they got a CTO over there, giving them tools and resources to better manage all the assets they have in the company and take a much more granular look at what's going on there, because our solutions are going to paint a story for that business. And I think that's my favorite part about this is when they actually see that. When they see the finished product and like, wow, that's a different perspective. That's a different look at how we can put the same technology or improve our technology for our business, because your company only goes as far as where your technology is going to take you. It's typically the 3rd highest expense for any business that we work with. And it's really challenging right now for a lot of companies because IT is in such high demand right now because they're trying to support remote work environments, which is no easy thing to do when you're a 2 or 3 man show. Or one of my clients, they had to lay off some of their IT, and he's basically the entire IT department for a national account.
Wow.
So I don't know how many hats he's wearing, but it's not 2, it's not 3. So we put together a solution for him that's going to allow himself to wear even more hats. I don't know if that's good or bad, but he's able to manage all of their technology now with the solution that we put in place.
So walk us through that a little bit on what those exactly are. What does Xcel come in and do, and like give us an example of something like that.
Sure. So My goal is to formally introduce our company to a business first off. The last thing I want to do is come off like a used car salesman. That Johnathan knows me. I don't do that at all. My deal is to educate and really tell some case studies of clients that I've worked with, success stories, whatever you want to call it. But we come in and we want to see where we could start, where we could potentially help them with their technology stack. And this could include what their phone systems look like. Maybe they don't have an auto attendant. That's not my area, the phone systems. We have a specialist over here for that. So we have a specialist for everything in the technology stack. So I've got partners, I've got resources. My team is amazing. I didn't say that earlier, but my team is amazing.
That's right. In case they watch this.
Oh, they're watching. Yeah, they're all on LinkedIn. They're going to watch. So when we come in, we look at the phone systems. We look at their unmanaged and managed devices. That can be printers, that can be scanners, that can be large multifunction printers that are under lease, maybe not under lease, serviced or not serviced. We look at supplies. We look at everything transactionally. We look at everything consultatively. We look at their IT services. Do we need to supplement something they're doing? Maybe they don't have the resources in place. Maybe it's just simple monitoring that we're doing. We do dark web scans for businesses, which we picked that up about 2 months ago, and this should be a real eye opener for everyone, because we've had one dark web scan come back. And all we do is use the domain of the email, and that domain of the email, it's either on the dark web or it's not. Only one business has not come up on the dark web scan. So we give this information to our clients. Are you aware that these credentials are out there? Because if they can do something with those credentials, they can more than likely get into something that is supposed to be pretty secure for a company.
That brings up another question for me. What are you guys doing right now with the impact of COVID on businesses, large corporations? You've got teams moving out of the office and trying to be safe from this virus. What are companies coming to you to what problems do they need solved? What do they need help with right now?
Well, so that's the crazy thing. We hear the pivot all the time. If you yourself don't make that pivot, or the business that you're working for doesn't make that pivot, first off, that's a problem. Because I believe that this is COVID. It's going to be here for a while. I don't know if it's going to, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a scientist, but I don't know that it's going to be another flu. But we don't have a handle on it. So we might as well, don't wait for the worst thing you could do is wait for the clouds to clear, because it's not going to be anytime soon, I don't think. So my business, my team, myself have all gone about this so we could put together the best COVID response, if you want to call it, the COVID response to our solutions. And that could be as simple as a work from home solution. So maybe Mr. CEO comes to us and says, our admins, they all need to be just as productive in the home space as they were in the workspace. Or at work. So we can make that happen. So we basically put a work from home component to every single service offering that we have. Wow. So basically, they're not missing a step. Everything that they had in the work environment has now followed them to the home environment. That's our IT offering. That's our phone offering. That's our hardware at home, computers, laptops, monitors, printers, scanners, you name it. They're not going to miss a step. Our clients won't. If we didn't respond with that, I think maybe our company might be in trouble. But every one of our clients knows we've responded to this. That's important for me to, it's incredible how we've responded. And I would never have it any other way. You just have to have that answer right now with what we're going through. That's what I'm trying to say, guys.
For sure. And then
you got to have an answer.
Yeah, and then there's even, I think you were talking a little bit before we hit record as well on I think it sounds like you're going even further, because some of these folks who maybe have had a bunch of layoffs and things like that, with some of the solutions that you provide actually may have been able to prevent that in some ways, right?
So for companies out there that are more reliant on technology than others, I would say that the solutions that we can design over here are powerful enough, if you want to word it that way, are powerful enough to eliminate some of those layoffs. That's important, because I am hearing a lot of that right now. I don't know what our current unemployment rate is here in Oklahoma or nationwide, but I imagine it's quite high. Just how my conversations have been going. We had to let go of this person, that person, and it's really sad, but we're going through that, and we can help. We can help a little bit. We can't answer all those problems about their staff and everything, but technology. I'm not sure if I said this, guys, but your business only goes as far as your technology allows you to go. I firmly believe that. I believe that for a long, long time. I think that's why I have this energy about the solutions I design. But I don't know. I feel really good. I've never had the product, team, and environment all coexist at one company together, so I can design the solution that my clients need. I've had pieces of those things before at companies, but I've never had the full slate there. It's awesome.
That's great. So how is that saving them though? How does that translate? Like, give us an example, a little bit of, because of the dollars, or because how you can keep them connected, that kind of keep a business going.
Right. So I'm thinking about so many clients right now. So if you look at it from the standpoint of companies are having to do more with less, that could mean less C-level people there. Maybe they don't have a CFO, or maybe they don't have an IT director, and those responsibilities fall on the CIO. That's compounding his job description there. He's got way more to do than he was used to having on a day-to-day basis before COVID. So our tools, our resources, our solutions are helping them with what they have to work with. So it could mean the IT services. Maybe the security aspect of this is helping them to where they don't have the man hours over here to do it themselves, but they need that security. Say it's a healthcare organization. They have to be HIPAA compliant across the board. Fines $15,000, $20,000, $25,000 per occurrence. Those are things that you have to be aware of, and they take internal resources to tackle those things. So we can help out with that. It's automating certain things. It's managing certain things and outsourcing things that they probably wouldn't have done before COVID, but they're all ears now because, like I said, they're working with less.
Brad, tell us a little bit about how you're going in and implementing something new when it comes to creating these custom solutions for businesses.
Every company, every client that we meet with has got certain initiatives that they're trying to tackle. And so that's going to be our top bullet points. When we come in, and if security is an issue, maybe they're not handling it. I met with a client last week to where, if something comes up that's IT related, we got someone in the office that'll handle it. And that's fine. Maybe that's work for them. But I promise we can show you some things that maybe you want to have an extra eye on, or maybe you want to have something working in the background so that's not a concern, or it comes back to bite you down the road, because it only takes one time to just unravel everything in your business, or maybe bring everything to a screeching halt. So that's the IT side of things. That's, if you look at the area that I am in every single day, all night, sometimes on the weekends. Um, so the managed print solutions, everyone calls it managed print services. I call it managed print solutions because all my solutions look different. So when I bring those to the table, sometimes so there was one account last year that had 17 vendors doing what I could do. That was at my previous company, but 17 vendors doing what we could do. That's one thing we just shoved right off the plate. So you got different service agreements, you got different nickel and diming fees and penalties that come with all 17 of those providers. You got IT that's pulling their hair out because all these different devices. I think the account had 173 devices, and they were all unmanaged devices, meaning one of these suppliers had to supply the parts, the supplies, if they could even find the supplies, because that can be a problem. So you can imagine the picture and the headache that I'm drawing right now.
Oh, yeah.
This account, just on the managed solution side, I saved them over $300,000. So this $300,000, that was something they reallocated within their company and reinvested that money there. So, that's a pretty satisfying day when I'm able to bring a solution like that to the table.
Absolutely.
That was
absolutely. Yeah, that's fantastic.
The touchdown dance after that, man.
Right. No penalty for a celebration on that one. Yeah. But all that comes from, which I thought was fascinating. I think it's great that you do, but it's also a little bit of, I was surprised that more people don't, which is that assessment that you walk in with first, that you shared with us is pretty darn unique in your industry. Can you kind of walk us through that?
So the assessment piece is very unique because there's data collection agents that everyone else out there will put on the network, and it reads the bare minimum statistics, and you got make, model, printer, specs. You don't have supply information. You're really limited with what you can do with that. So we've got a software agent that we put on there that is really overkill with what comes back. All the data that comes back, the analytics that come back, it tells the perfect story of what that environment looks like and what it needs to look like. It actually gets so granular that you can click on a user within a department, and you can see that Susie in HR is printing 90% of her documents are coming from Google, and the other 10% is coming from Outlook. Well, there's different costs associated with both of those print jobs. So that's the powerful data that we're able to bring back to the table, because Mr. CEO would say, why is she printing 100-page documents on a little $150 printer at 9 cents a page when she's 10 feet away from a large work group printer? And, I've had people say this, she can get her happy butt up and go get that print job off the big work group. I've heard everything. So especially when I'm talking to a CFO at a company and they want to know where every single penny is going. Well, I can show them where every single penny's going. And I couldn't at previous companies. So I didn't have the tools. I didn't have the resources. Now I do. So I can put together, in my opinion, the perfect solution for that business.
I love it. Man.
I know it's a lot, guys.
No. And I definitely understand a lot of this. And I think that's also the people that are watching this video are going to understand. These are the like you said, the IT directors, the CEOs, they all have different things that they care about. But in the overall picture, it applies to everyone. If you go in and you're able to save $300,000, that changes the year. A lot of businesses have seen this downturn because of COVID, because of even plenty of other things. So understanding that your solution that's focused on, hey, let's actually identify problems and solutions allows them to really get the most benefit out of working with somebody like you, which is the part I love, you know. And so tell us a little bit about who that ideal client is for you. Who are you helping the most? What does this business look like? Go ahead.
Who's that decision maker, and how are you getting in front of them, and how can we help you get in front of more of them?
Well, these days, there's a lot of different C-level titles out there now. You got CTOs now, which is kind of on the upswing. You've got CIOs, which have been around for a long time, CFOs, CEOs, presidents, owners. I'd say when I first introduce what we do, our unique solution, the unique way we go about it, that's best at the very top of the company. So that's the owners, the presidents, and any C-level person. And sometimes the assessment is done with a different person, but that's where I usually like to start, because the CEO wants to make sure that the CFO is involved, the CIO is involved, are up to date on what they can do technologically for the company. And, you know, we don't charge for our assessment either. I know there's companies out there that have a little bit different offering and charge the assessment by number of employees for the company, or even size of the company, but we don't charge for our assessment. That's how we earn our business. And there's a lot, in some cases, there's a lot of work that goes into an assessment. And the account I referenced that I saved over $300,000, that consisted of about 3 of us, and we were about 80 hours deep on that one before we put that solution in place and implemented it. So yeah, some of them are shorter, like on the 2-week side, and maybe 8, 9, 10 hours. But yeah, some of them are very involved, and I've got to get all hands on deck, and you know, it's whatever it takes for our clients, right?
I love it. I love it, man. Well, how are you getting in front of these opportunities right now? And what is there anything that would be more helpful for you to be able to do that?
Here's my answer. LinkedIn has been great to me. LinkedIn is not only responsible for the largest client that I've ever had in my entire career, but it's also responsible for me getting this job that I have right now.
Wow.
So this job, this division, LinkedIn has been great to me. I think I'm approaching 3,500 people that I don't know how many of those are followers. I don't go to that part of my page all the time, but I've been on LinkedIn since day one, I think. And man, a lot of great has come from LinkedIn. So I swear by it. If you're not on LinkedIn actively and regularly, I suggest everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. That's certainly what we tell folks. It's been strong for us as well, and really all across the board. Of course, connecting with people and having those conversations, but posting on there, getting, having that, content like this, having some things that you can kind of put in front of people and a way to connect in there and kind of break through the noise, because a lot more people are finding it as a solution. But it's messy how they're doing it for sure. To be able to break through that and really to be able to end up like this, right? Have that conversation, because that's the goal with all of it. And now, certainly it's remote like this, but even getting to this point and just having that, I just want to have a conversation, just like to even get in front of somebody with that, something like that assessment, that's huge.
Yeah. With LinkedIn, oh my gosh, I would say some of the videos that I've done, like I was so excited, fired up when I came on. I still am. I put some videos out there about the telemarketing department that we did. So we got to help people with creating jobs anywhere in the country, and we're still doing that. And we've got some great ones that are making calls for us, so we can introduce our company and open up doors that we wouldn't have had otherwise. But for me, my advice really to everyone is just get some content out there. Post a video. Don't worry about what everyone's going to say about it or comment. Just get a video out there. No matter how crazy it is, don't do 2 or 3 or 4 takes. Make it natural. Get a video out there. If you really love what you do, put a video out there and let everyone know. That's my advice.
I love it. I love it, man. Any way that we can help you specifically? I think that's one of our last questions.
Well, when you all are doing this show, I'll be watching. I love the show. So if you all have someone on that might be that ideal person, or maybe it's just an introduction, I'd like to meet as many people as I can. Whether I can help them connect with someone in my network or gosh, I like to consider myself pretty connected. I always have been with networking, and LinkedIn is just exploded for me, and all the vendors and relationships I have across the country. So I like to say that I'm a pretty good resource for a lot of people. So I like to meet as many people as I can. A lot of people message me, and I'm able to point them the right direction if I can help them. But yeah, I like helping out. I like connecting. I like networking. All good.
Fantastic. Appreciate it. Like minds here, for sure.
Yeah.
I love it. How do people get in contact with you?
I guess when we share this out, I can comment on there, and if people want to message me or you want to take my phone number down, I don't have a problem with that either. I can put that in the comments as well. Does that work for you guys?
Perfect.
Yes, sir. Well, Brad, thank you so much for connecting again, man. That beard has grown out. It's so cool. I've been waiting the whole episode to comment on that.
Everyone in my office said something about it because they're like, this is No Shave November, so that means November 1, I have to start with nothing on my face. I'm like, really? That's not the rules.
Look, it's taken me 20-something years to get to, 20-something years, 32. I counted. I guess it started growing. I don't know, but forever. So I'm envious of this and appreciative of it as well, man. You hold on to it. Don't cut it. Some of us, it doesn't work like that,
No, discipline. Yeah, patience and discipline. Because everyone's like, I can't grow a beard. I'm like, I said that too.
Oh man, well I'm gonna need some tips on that. That's a different episode of strategy and action, but we can have that too.
I'll send the playbook over to you, Johnathan.
Awesome, man. I appreciate it. Well, thank you again for being on the show. It was an
thanks, guys.
pleasure to have you.
Hey, love what you guys do, and if we can do this again down the road, I'm all in. Sign me up.
Thanks for listening. You've learned what's working on the front lines of business. Now it's time to get to work. Apply to the Strategy and Action group on Facebook to learn more and for a chance to connect with the guests on this show. Join us next time for Strategy and Action.